Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. All right, so you probably heard Roger Stone's recordings from over the weekend. In case you missed it, a report from Mediaite outlet shared an audio recording about comments Roger Stone made about Eric Swalwell and Jerry Nadler while speaking to former New York police officer Sal Greco. The Department of Justice is looking into this audio recording, and the FBI apparently is helping them. What was on the audio recording, you said? Stone said it was a terrible AI fake, and it's only because he's been loudly supporting Trump. Greco basically said, what did he say? I'm going to get that quote here. I don't think your reader is interested in ancient political fodder. Not exactly a denial. So this is from 2020. And here's what was said on it. It's time to do it, Stone said to Greco. Let's go find Swalwell. It's time to do it. Then we'll see how brave the rest of them are. It's time to do it. It's either Swalwell or Nadler. They have to die before the election. They need to get the message. Let's go find Swalwell and get this over with. I'm just not putting up with this beat up anymore. Okay. Swalwell just basically said, the Roger Stone assassination plot recording may seem like the ravings of a wannabe gangster. It's not. This is what they do. They try and use violence instead of voting to get people to back down. Okay, so let's look into the energy of all this. Give me the energy of Roger Stone with regards to the release of this audio recording. Entertainment purposes only. Okay, evaluating. Looking at things, evaluating his values, and then coming to a... It's like he was pondering what he needed to do to get his message across. And there were a couple of choices. Kill Nadler, kill Swalwell. Not exactly the healthiest of choices here. And underneath it is the Lover's card. It's almost like he was trying to see if he could get Greco to agree with him to do this. If he could get Greco to agree to it, they might have actually tried doing it. Swalwell was saying that's how a mob boss acts. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. This is just Roger Stone plotting his next scheme. And then it's like, can I convince this guy to do it? And if you can convince that guy to do it, no, I think Greco was smart enough not to commit to it because that would be a conspiracy. And then he would be in big trouble. In the past is the Page of Wands, and this is just par for the course with Roger Stone. Crimers are going to crime, and he's been committing crimes and dirty tricks his entire lifetime. What's one more crime, What's one murder or two murders between friends? And the problem is he keeps getting away with it. He finally was going to be held accountable, and then Trump actually commuted his sentence, I believe is what he did, so that he didn't have to spend any time in prison. So the reason why he does what he does is because he always gets away with it. He's never held to account. Dirty tricks, and always gets away with his dirty tricks. He's a plotter and a schemer, and he does think things through. Now, granted, they catch him on audio with this, saying what's crazy stuff, but he's a very calculating person. He's not rash. He will plan things out. The lesson to be learned, though, is sometimes you can't control everything, and some of your behavior gets exposed. Roger Stone likes being in front of the limelight. But when you're doing plotting stuff, you need to do it in the dark. He revels in the fact that he can be arrogant and get away with stuff because there's no consequences. But he still has to plot the stuff in the background, and then he gets all smug afterwards. Outcome, King of Pentacles. He's been protected by Trump, but I think you're going to find that Roger Stone's fate is going to be tied to actions for Trump. The whole Swalwell Nadler thing, that doesn't do Roger Stone any good. That helps Donald Trump out. And if Roger Stone could get Trump back in there, then he could crime with impunity at that point. He'd be untouchable, and he knows it. That didn't just go upside down, did it? No. Okay, and get those cards in there. All right, so lovely person. Aren't you glad your daughter never brought him home? Okay, Roger Stone. All right. If Greco would have egged him on, would Roger Stone have pursued further dirty tricks up to including assassination of Eric Swalwell or Jerry Nadler? Entertainment purposes only. They're totally hypothetical. Clearly didn't happen. Or maybe the better question is, why didn't it happen? Let's ask that. Instead of asking the hypothetical, it didn't happen, why didn't it happen? Is it just the musings of a madman? Or what kind of prevented that from going forward? Money, lifestyle. I think even for him, it might have been a bridge too far. Yeah. Oh. Either he wasn't going to be able to get away with it, or people started talking and he realized that he couldn't keep the basically, as I was saying, you have to do things on the down low. He couldn't do it on the down low. Is that what's happening here? I don't think I'm getting that. I'm getting something else here. There's a connection with him and money that's been exposed, and the Department of Justice is on it. Okay, now I have to... I think the reason why he didn't do it was there's another investigation going on, and the Department of Justice is looking at stuff about money in relations to him. And so he knew that he was being looked at. He couldn't do it. He couldn't work in the background. Oh, God, is he involved in sex? He's involved in sex trafficking. Entertainment purposes only. You remember how we had the whole Matt Gaetz, Joel Greenberg, and Roger Stone taking pictures together, and Joel Greenberg was going to roll on Matt Gaetz for raping a girl, and there was the whole like there's like a whole sex trafficking thing going on, as I recall in the news. I think Roger Stone is being associated with that, and the investigations are going down that path. Again, entertainment purposes only. This is pure speculation on my part from trying to interpret the cards, but justice is here. Things have been exposed. Women and money, young women, enticing young women to do things. Yeah, it's a slow-moving case, which is why we haven't heard much about it. It's slow-moving, but it's a case that's been progressing. Stone is contemplating whether or not he needs to flee. If he needs to go to some place that doesn't extradite him. I mean, this could be simply, okay, I can't be a crimer while this investigation's going on. I gotta lay low. But that lay low might also be, judging how fast that chariot's moving, whether lying low is enough or if fleeing is in order. Right now, the truth has not, there's a lot of mystery as to, this might be the what's the motivation? Why did somebody do what they were doing? There's a lot of secrets still to be revealed. But this investigation is trying to reveal those, which is probably why he hasn't left yet. Outcome is the Four of Coins. I'm not getting the feeling that he's going to flee. I'm getting the feeling that he's going to hunker down in place and just lie low and try and hold on to what he's got. But yeah, justice is right there. They're looking at his butt. His sorry butt. Yeah, and again, the Justice Department's even looking at this recording here. It's that whole reading about the recording? I don't think it is. Could be. If that was all about the recording, then it was just that he made a mistake trusting a woman who recorded him. Maybe there was a writer or something like that was recording him. And then he caught wind of that recording, so he just had to lie low. That would be the most benevolent way of happening this. But seeing that Six of Cups and going right to child sex trafficking, I don't like this. Okay. Is it the Department of Justice investigating Roger Stone for human trafficking? Let's phrase it that way. That would be the broader term for it. Is the Department of Justice looking at Roger Stone for human trafficking? Let's see. There's investigations are undergoing. There's actions being taken, and around the world, not just the United States, but looking around the world. Drunken hillbilly brawl. They're also looking at January 6th stuff. Maybe there might be multiple investigations. I think they're looking at January 6th insurrection stuff with him. But by looking in that, they're starting to find other connections. That's okay. That's why he's kind of lying low. And they might be afraid he's going to flee. So they're trying to be a little bit quiet about it. Yeah. I still think that's the insurrection. If this were about human trafficking, it could be that they were investigating him, but right now with this tape out there, it's kind of stirring the pot and the worry about him fleeing. But we'll see how this goes. We got the agreements in the past. Two of Cups agreements between people and what they were doing. Breaking up the happy family. Ten of Cups. Hopes, wishes, dreams fulfilled. Okay. There he goes. Getting away with it again. This could be both. This could be the insurrection and trafficking, because both would be agreements. This would be like, Stone agreeing with Trump to return Trump to power, try and steal the election. If this is about sex trafficking, it's, when you have areas of conflict, war and conflict, and you have a lot of immigrants moving, children can disappear. And then you have agreements with traffickers on disappearing people and where to go. If you might sell couples kids that need kids. Yeah, there's darker things that would come with human trafficking, and it's just stealing it and getting away with it. Manifesting. The government might be able to build a case. I think they're getting these odd components together, but they're blending them together into a case. Let's see what the outcome is. Ooh, that's a good one. I think they're going to bring this case to a conclusion. You end up with two major arcana, the Magician and the World card. I do think that there's stuff going on there. Both with the election, the illusion, and then the election being done. But I think with trafficking, that the government's going to get a case put together here. And it's going to be a worldwide event. Jeffrey Epstein could be involved in stuff like that too. I mean, Lord, I don't even think I can wrap my head around how large a scale this human trafficking must be. Because again, if you think about it, when wars and insurrections and stuff like that start up, and terrorists start or non-state actors start taking over countries, and things are dangerous, you get people leaving. And people are now migrating. They're nomadic, moving from place to place. So people can just disappear, right? And who's gonna keep track of that? There's just all this chaos going on, all this movement. It's like the lions picking off the stragglers behind from the herd, that type of thing. And who causes the wars? Who's providing arms for rebel groups and stuff like that would cause human migrations. Big powers do it, and state-funded actors do it. So that's why this thing could be, not to be too conspiracy theory here, But that's why this can be a huge thing, because it can involve governments. I can't wrap my head around it. It's just, that's not the way I like to think the world works. But I might be the 6 cups naive on this one. Anyway, we'll wrap it up here. I got, got my obsidian point. I've got nice hematite tower, and not hematite. This is onyx, or good lord, black tourmaline, and more raw black tourmaline. I got all the stuff out. All right. Anyways, thank you for watching this video and supporting my channel. I appreciate it. Thank you for doing everything you do to feed the YouTube algorithms. My video makes it up to a wider audience. To folks just discovering this channel recently, welcome to the channel. I hope you found this reading insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.